Perspective drawing is a way of drawing that makes a two-dimensional object look three-dimensional. One-point perspective is drawing by using one vanishing point, and it's used when only one side of an object appears to retreat into the distance. A horizon or eye level line is an imaginary horizontal line at the eye level of the viewer. A vanishing point is a point on the eye level line at which all retreating lines meet, and things seem to vanish from sight. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to make a basic design in one-point perspective. I like this design because it shows you how to make a box from above and to the right, above and to the left, below the eye level to the right, and below the eye level to the left. So it shows you how to make a box from all different angles. The first thing we're going to do is to fold our papers so that it just makes it easy to make the boxes in the corners. So I'm going to fold my paper up and up again. So 2 times in one direction, and then I'll fold it 2 times in the other direction. Open it up. And this gives me folds in the corners that I can follow to make my corner boxes. I'm going to use a ruler. Even though I could just trace over, I want my lines to be nice and straight. So I'm going to use a ruler to trace over those lines. Notice I'm turning my paper, make it easier. The next thing I'm going to do is to put my vanishing point. The vanishing point is the point at which the objects would get so far away from your eye that they would actually look like they disappear or vanish. So for this particular design, I'm going to put my vanishing point in the center of the paper, which would be where the horizontal and the vertical folds meet. So right there, I'm going to put a dot. The eye level in this is invisible. It is the center fold here will represent the eye level line. Sometimes you draw it in, but sometimes it's just an imaginary line, but your vanishing point is always on your eye level line. Anything above eye level, you'll be looking at the bottom of, and anything below, you'll be looking at the top. And of course, you'll be looking at one side and the front as well. The next thing that we're going to do is take the corner of our first box and we're going to make it go to the vanishing point. So using a ruler, you're going to put the ruler on the corner and on the vanishing point and draw a line to connect the two. Next, I'm going to go to this corner of my rectangle. This is all the way at the end of the paper. Don't start down here. It has to go from the very, very edge of the paper to the vanishing point. And this corner over here has to go to the vanishing point. Make sure when you're holding your ruler, you hold it in the center. If you hold it down here, it could turn as you're trying to draw. So make sure that you hold the ruler in the center and draw to your vanishing point. We're going to repeat that process with each of the other boxes. So I will take this corner to the vanishing point, this one all the way at the end to the vanishing point, and this one. So I just repeat the process. You'll notice the lines above the vanishing point are drawn down to the point. Things below the vanishing point slant up to the vanishing point. Always make sure that your ruler is actually on the vanishing point before you draw your line. Alright, so now I have my design, the basic boxes drawn. And the second thing I'm going to do is create designs on each of the four corners. These designs could be the same the whole way around. They could be the same in opposite corners, or maybe you want the two on the right to be the same and the two on the left to be the same, or they could be different the whole way around. So for instance, here I've already drawn some designs. In this case, they're different the whole way around. Once you have drawn your designs and you've decided what you'd like to put in your boxes, you're going to be tracing the boxes with marker. So your next step would look something like this. After you have your designs, including what you drew inside your boxes, traced with marker, the next thing is we're going to be coloring this in to make it look even more three-dimensional. Now I have an illustration that shows you some things not to do and what to do instead. So for instance, in order to keep this looking three-dimensional, we need to make the side and the bottom here either two different colors or two different values. Values meaning light and dark. So what you don't want to do is color the same color and the same value. If you do that, it ends up looking like just a big arrow shape, and it doesn't look three-dimensional anymore. It doesn't look like a box, it just looks like a big arrow shape. So you want to make sure that you use two different colors or two different values. And then of course you would color in whatever design you have in the front of your box. A couple of examples that I have. This one is an example of a design where each of the boxes have been colored in and designed differently. And this is one where all of the boxes have been done exactly the same. So either way is fine, just as long as you keep those, the side and the top or the side and the bottom, a different color or a different value.